Knock, knock, it's Knuckles.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Q&A for 20,000 subscribers. Where am I at? Nearly 23,000? Don't worry, I'm late as usual. Actually no, this one was because in the video that I originally announced the Q&A from, I mentioned that I was having eye surgery, so I was going to be out of commission for a bit, which I was, and then slowly came back, and it's been kind of rocky trying to come back and trying to make content as consistently as I can. I find that taking the occasional off day really helps out a lot, so it's a thing that I've been cherishing more than taking for granted. Anyways, with that said, let's just begin the Q&A right now. I don't know what gameplay I'm going to have in the background, but I hope I have enough. So, the first one from Sonic the Hedgehog... Oh, wait, no. So, the first one from Rock and Roll. I read the wrong one. Will I be making non-Sonic related videos sometime? I want to for Smash Brothers, but what's really weird is the... Okay, so this is basically how I view the channel. All of the VOD content or the pre-recorded and edited content is stuff that is Sonic based because that's kind of what I built the channel around. And to completely change that or to throw in different games might not be the easiest thing because it's got to be a balance between what you want to record and what game you want to play. That's why whenever I find a game that's not Sonic related and I want to play it, I always do that on stream. So I figured it's like, okay, I can have an interactive audience the entire time, we can play it, and then I'll know exactly what people want to see and what people don't want to see. And I know people want to see a lot of Sonic stuff, but it's like, if you play too much Sonic, you can get burnt out on it. I'm pretty sure Megapi Central was one who was extremely burned out on Sonic for a while. He's starting to make a comeback, so check out Megapi Central. Good channel. So to answer your question, possibly, but I also have to look and see exactly how they do. I don't just mean in view numbers, I mean just with like viewer interaction, comments and stuff like that, likes, dislikes, just so I can get a feel for exactly what I can get away with and what I'm not going to be able to get away with. When I did the video on Teddy Bo, and I don't remember the rest of the title, but whenever I did that, it was just compared to everything else that was being released at the time, was abysmal in terms of both viewer interaction and I guess view numbers and watch time. So there's a lot of things I have to look into first before I'm like, okay, I'll play that for a recorded video. So I try to be careful, alright? If it has to do with something that's on another game, I try to at least somehow incorporate Sonic into it, so if it's a ROM hack or something, then I try that. So, which you might be seeing that in a future video or in a video that has already been uploaded. So I don't know when it will be uploaded. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. Random Weirdness asks, here's my question. Is this the Krusty Krab? No, it's not. Okay, so his real question is, what is my opinion on the most badass character of all time, Big the Cat? I will say I'm not a fan. I'm not. I'm sorry, but they wasted a talent like John St. John on a Big the Cat role. Thankfully, we now still continue to know him as Duke Nukem, but to the Sonic fans, that is Big the Cat, unfortunately. He's still Duke Nukem to me, so... Or the guy who does the countdown for Screw Attack's top 10 videos, because I used to watch those back in the day. Austin Coltrane asks, well, first he says, hopefully... He wished me good luck and hope I got better soon, which I did. Thank you. What is my favorite Sonic Generations level, and would I be doing any Generations-related content in the future? I actually did an entire Let's Play last year, and then I tried doing some mod videos. I want to do the 06 project, and I want to do... there's also the Adventure one, and also the Unleashed project. I'm only holding off on the Unleashed project for one reason, is because I know they're based on the Nintendo Wii version of Sonic Unleashed, and unfortunately, I've never played that before. And I want to actually do for the first time on that before I actually start doing mods on it. And that's kind of how I wanted to approach these mods, but if it gets to the point where I'm just like, you know what, forget it, I'd rather play it as a mod, I feel like I get the wrong impression of the level, and I would rather play the original and then move on to the modded levels, or the mod version of the level, just so that way I can see what the differences are and see how it's improved and how much better Generations feels than Unleashed or Unleashed, but for the Wii. I don't know, people call it like that, I've never heard it pronounced. So yeah, I do want to do more Sonic Generations content, it's just Mania content does well for a reason, and it's a lot easier to edit, because you go from a sprite-based game to a 3D model game, and then things start looking even uglier. So yeah. Okay, so the next question is from Damian Stachowski. I hope I pronounced that right. And their question is, what are the best and worst things about collabs? The best thing is just being able to enjoy creating whatever it is that you're creating with someone that you know and are good friends with. That's kind of how I want to approach collabs, where I just collab with people who I would consider my friends, or who I consider that we would have a really good dynamic if we were to collab together. You don't want two people who are like constantly butting heads, and it's just like a very negative or very kind of just bringing the entire video down. So it's always great to have people that you can just kind of, like, if you guys are just really good with commentary together, you guys can bounce off each other, and it's just like the dynamic's really good. I've done, I believe, 3 podcast videos with Wolfbit Odyssey, who is actually a good friend of mine, and we just like every time we go in there, it's just like the time just flies really fast, because that's kind of, we've known each other for years, so we've been able to, our commentary has just been on point whenever we talk about something. Even if we're just having like some banter that's back and forth stuff, it's always something that's like, it's quick. It's not like there's awkward silence every now all the time. Someone's always saying something. Or whenever I did the Multimania videos with DaveAce, or whenever we did the videos and live streams with Garrulous 64, we're just friends that, you know, we know exactly how each other kind of acts, and we can exactly, our commentaries can just complement the like each other's presence, rather than just be like, we say something, awkward silence for about a good 30 seconds or something, and then start talking again. So that's probably one of the best things about it. It's just a lot of fun to do. And the worst things is scheduling it. It is never fun, because you have to take into consideration of time zones and other people's schedules, which, I mean, people are busy at different hours of the day, so that's a thing that's to be expected, but just trying to make sure that it all goes smoothly. I think one of the things is that Garrulous64 actually had a live stream that he kept pushing back the time of it, because we were going through SRB 2 and we were trying to beat the game. Unfortunately, we didn't beat that game in time, so he had to go on with the stream a bit later than usual. So that's an example of we couldn't beat the freaking game in one sitting. But we will get to that one time. At some point, we will get to that. So thank you for your question. Springy Sonic asks, how long have you ran this channel? Since August 2017, so about a year and 2 months, close to a year and 3 months. The original channel start date was August 6th, 2017, so we are coming up close on a year and 2 months, 3 months actually, since it'll be November. Yeah, just double checking that one. And I'm guessing that question is because of just like the size of the channel. I don't know. Luck, I guess. That's the best thing I can say, because I used to get the comments of, how is it that your channel has grown in this size? And it's like, I don't know. I don't even know the secret to it. It was, I guess it was just right time, right place at the right time. So, YouTube is just a thing where it's, you're not guaranteed your success. You have to work at it, and then see what other people are doing, and see exactly how you can tune, finely tune your content for a more mass appeal, hopefully. But then again, with something with Sonic videos, it's a little bit of a niche kind of audience as well, because while 20,000 is a lot, there are channels that are doing millions, and those are just like, but then again, they're playing stuff like Fortnite, or it used to be Minecraft, or Happy Wheels, or the scary games like Slender and Amnesia and stuff like that. Those are ones like a lot of people know about that, and they're interested in it. This one's just like, people might be interested, but there's the smaller dedicated fan base that will watch, and then it's just a matter of finding exposure. So that had absolutely nothing to do with the question, but I like going on my tangents, so sorry. Let's move on to the next question. Thank you, Spring Sonic. Sonic Inside Out asks, are you interested in Kirby? And what do I think of Team Sonic Racing? So, for Kirby, I've only played, I believe, 3 games in the Kirby series. Kirby's Adventure, Kirby's Dreamland, both normal and extra mode. I actually do have video evidence of me beating extra mode on another channel. And Kirby's is like some kind of golf game. It's a weird one. I do want to play Superstar. I do want to play some more Kirby games, but I might do those on stream, because Nintendo might claim the video, and Content ID claims is always a pain, and plus it's a lot more fun to do live videos, because I mean, you have a live audience that you can interact with, and it's people that you can, who can not only get to know you, but you get to know who your audience is. So I think that's my favorite thing about streaming. So if I ever do play Kirby's, I always want to play Superstar. If I ever play Kirby Superstar, I'll for sure play that on stream, but I'll remember, you know, to also keep an eye on the chat, because there are times where I don't look at it and people ask, and it's just like, sorry, I got a little too into the game. So and as for Team Sonic Racing, I think it's gonna be a decent racing game. I don't know, I'm a little so-so on it. It has been recently delayed, so thankfully that happened, only because I feel like they can create a better product with it. So give them the time they need. Hopefully we get a solid product out of it, and I'm looking forward to playing that game on video and hopefully on stream. Just gotta figure out what system I'm getting it for. Anyways, thank you for your questions. Angel Glimmer wished me best of luck with the eye surgery, which thank you, and everything did go well, so thank you. 2 questions for the Q&A. Oh, right, I forgot. I announced that I wanted to do 2 types of Q&A. I think I'm just going to scrap that and just leave it all as one big Q&A. So I'll answer what I can. The first one is, will I ever make Kirby videos live streams? Okay, so that's one I've already answered. The answer is yes, once I find games that I like Superstar and stuff like that I would want to play, or maybe get an NES version of Kirby's Adventure, or Nightmare in Dreamland, because I believe that's the remake of it. So either one. Probably Nightmare in Dreamland, because GBA games are awesome. And the second one is, what is my setup for recording and my PC specs? Okay, so if anyone wants to take notes, I'm using an MSI GE62VR Apache-Pro, which has an Intel Core i7 6700HQ with 16 gigabytes of RAM. I don't remember. I needed. Thankfully, it's right below me, so I can look at it. With a 256 solid state drive, 256 gigabyte SSD with a 1 terabyte hard drive with it. I actually had to buy a 4 terabyte hard drive just so that I can add archive stuff. So that way I didn't have to keep re-downloading my videos in lower and lower quality. So I have it in its finished product form. And then I also have like 60 gigabytes of my Sonic Lost World footage on there. So it's a lot. And then on top of that, I also, I'm not the most like technical person. So it's like I'm trying to figure all this. Let's see, it also has a mobile version of the Nvidia GTX 1060 with 3 gigabytes of VRAM. So those who know stuff like that, so that's my laptop setup. And as for my microphone setup, I have a simple $14 scissor arm stand. That's like the stand that I use. I had to get it because I broke the original stand that came with my blue Snowball Ice, because I bumped it and broke one of the legs off of it, only because that leg was already broken to begin with. That was just the final nail in the coffin to finally break it. And then for recordings, I use OBS. For anything that can't be recorded with Nvidia Shadowplay, which is like recording software that works for games that are supported by it. So Sonic Mania, Sonic Forces, Sonic Generations, Adventure. I believe Adventure 2 also works with it, and then like a lot of the PC Sonic games will work with Nvidia Shadowplay, but for the games that don't work with it, like fan games and stuff like that, I use OBS. It's free, it takes a bit to set up, but once you have it ready to go, it's ready to go. And then for console stuff, I either use Elgato software with my standard Elgato HD capture, or I use OBS for streaming with my Elgato setup. I just have to like set up the delay and everything on it. It takes a bit of work, but trust me, it's worth the money. So that's one of the things. So with some of the people who are starting out Sonic channels, I would say this: if you can, save up for some pretty good stuff, because a gaming laptop will work if your whole thing is that you need portability, because that's pretty much how all my things are set up. To where I can set up in one room, take everything out, put it in another room, set it all up to edit. So that's kind of how I do things. But if you're one of the luckier ones who has enough room to do like the whole desktop thing, gaming computers do pretty well with video editing. You're probably gonna have someone who has a different opinion on it, but I would probably say take their opinion, because I'm still learning as I'm going along. So there you go. If you want the specs, I'll leave those in the comment section down below, or not comments, in the description, just so that way, in case you didn't catch any of that stuff. So yeah, there we go. I use a gaming laptop to edit my videos. Oh, and then editing software, I might as well throw that in. Movie Studio 13 Platinum. There are more up-to-date ones that are better. It's just, that's what I bought because it was like $50 or $60 and it was on sale and at Best Buy and I bought it. So there we go. Thank you. So the next question is by Dark Hyper Ultra Chaos Sonic the Hedgehog. 2 Turbo Champion... Oh wait, no, that doesn't work. 2 Turbo HD Remix. Q&A question. On what did you want... Okay. Did you want to react to Sonic or other animations? I don't like to do the react videos every now and then. I did them because I didn't have anything planned for that day, and I was trying to keep true to my whole once-a-day upload. But there was also... What did I react to? I react to, like, game trailers or videos, like, early on, and then I kind of just stopped doing that to focus on gameplay stuff. I know DaveAce did, like, the live viewing for the Sonic the Hedgehog OVA. I would like to do something like that, an edited version of that, so that way I can upload it and show my first time watching that entire thing, but his got taken down. So I need to find an alternate way of doing things, maybe just screenshots, or just do quick edits of it. I don't know exactly how I want to pull this off, but I'm going to figure it out. So just you wait, you will see a Sonic OVA for the first time. And on top of that, a Sonic Boom for the first time, because I did see 4 episodes of it, and I'm ready to talk about it. Those are the only shows I can do that on, because I've seen Sonic Underground, Sonic Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, and Sonic Sat AM. I've seen those before. Oh, and also Sonic X. I've seen those shows before, so I can't really do a for the first time on it, since those are only for things that are brand new to me. Which, by the way, I need to take off the SRB2 video, because that does not count as for the first time, because it's not official. So hopefully that answered your question. I don't really like to do the reaction videos, but if it's something like someone personally requested that I react to their video and not somebody else's video, and I can get permission, then I'm fine with that. I think that's how I'm going to do things with YouTube created content, and then when it came to Sonic Media Adventures, hey, if they flagged my video, whatever, they can have it. So, there we go. Thanks for your question. Blue Velocity asks, I'm trying to improve and increase my YouTube channel. What mic do you use, and how do you edit your videos, and what software do you use to create thumbnails? Okay, so I actually knocked out 2 of the 3 questions. Blue Snowball Ice, very, very good beginner microphone. I don't care what people say about USB microphones. This one is pretty solid. It's going to sound nice enough, even if you're on a budget. Technically, I've been using this since 2014, and it's already 2018. I think I might need to upgrade at some point. But you know what? For now, it's nice. What do I use to create to edit my videos? Sony Movie Studio, or I think it's like Vegas Movie Studio 13 Platinum. That is my editor of choice. I've used Adobe Premiere. I've used HitFilm for a little bit. I've used Camtasia because that also had a video recorder, or like a desktop recorder and video editor put into one. And I tried... Oh, what's the other one called? It came with my old laptop from that I got in 2013. So I don't recommend any of those. Sony Movie Studio, I would recommend, or Sony or Magic's Movie Studio. I always recommend Platinum just because you have more layers to work with in case you need them. I've had videos where I needed 14 layers before, and surprisingly, I got exactly what I needed because it gives you unlimited, as opposed to the standard one, which I think limits you to 10, which a friend of mine actually did buy, the SideQuest Gamer, so might not have been the smartest purchase, but you know what? He had something that was capable of editing more than his old iMovie setup. So yeah, SideQuest Gamer, check out his videos. Anyways, for thumbnails, GIMP, open source software, it's free. It's the poor man's Photoshop. I've used it since 2012, and I haven't gone back because I swear by this thing. And then I would also recommend adding an add-on called ScriptFoo, which gives you a few more tools like bevel and emboss, which you might not use. But the one thing that you will use is the stroke feature, which is basically the outline. So that comes in handy. And then the drop shadow stuff is just it's a lot simpler and it's a lot easier to use. So I would recommend using those. Again, I'll leave those in the description. Robin McCormack asks, do I like Sonic Sat AM? I haven't seen enough episodes to actually come up with an opinion on it. I find it a little hard to go and watch those kind of cartoons just because it's like the cheesy campiness that I feel like I've outgrown, but I'm always willing to give it another shot. because I have heard great things about it. 2, have I seen a fanfic? Sonic 06. I think they mean, have I ever read a fanfiction before? The answer is yes, but it is not Sonic related. It was actually Pokemon related. It was one that a friend of mine recommended, and I got really into that one. By that, I mean I was really just drawn into the story, even though it was, like, ridiculous when they tried to describe the Pokemon battles. It just got, like, ridiculous, combining attacks and stuff. It's really crazy. And then, that's pretty much it, because I don't really get into the whole fanfiction stuff. That's not my thing. That's not what I'm into, so... I made an exception because a friend of mine recommended it. So, there you go. And then his third question is, are you up for something new? Like what? Feel free to respond to this one. So, thank you for your questions. Okay, so this one was actually one I did respond to, and it's from Josh Plays. His question was, am I scared of the eye surgery? When I was going for the eye surgery, I'm going to be very honest with all of you. I was not scared for a moment. The only time I got close to it was I got nervous just driving up to the place that it was being done. And that was just for like a few moments. After that, I was calm for the whole thing. It was really weird. Usually this would like freak me out or something. I'd overthink something. And I was just like, all right, let's get it over with. So, yeah, there we go. And some of you who saw me do the Sonic EXE video or the live stream recently for Sonic the Black Knight, which was a disaster, so to speak, to put it nicely, was a disaster. You know, I'm fine. I can see. I don't wear my glasses as much as I normally do, just because like the one thing that it kind of draws a little bit of discomfort. You kind of have to like take it easy, but that was good. So I know that was answered, but that's a thing I wanted to throw out there. Anyways, King Toffee 33. Their question is if I was friends with Garrulous or DaveAce before I did my YouTube videos on Knuckles Channel 3 and Knuckles, and the answer was no. I knew them since either November or December of last year. So I've known them for almost a year. So there we go. You know, we kind of became friends. We did that one collab on the tag team mod, and then it just kind of went from there. So it's great. You know, I'm glad I made some really good friends so far with this with the whole YouTube thing. Not only just with those two, but with also mod creators, fan game creators. I'm glad I can know a lot of great people. So yeah, there we go. Oh boy, this one's okay. I was expecting like a massive list. Okay, so We Live in a Society asks, favorite A Hat in Time level or act? That is going to be Alpine Heights. The one where you can choose which one you go to, and then it just changes all evil when you do them all. That one's my favorite. I just like the idea that you can pick which one you can start with. Biggest dream. I don't know. I occasionally have the dream where I meet some YouTube friends. Like, that used to happen often, and it was just like, what the heck? It's like, and it's not even like we show up at a convention or something. It's like, I'm going somewhere from one place to another, and I just happen to run into them. It's one of the weirdest things because I don't live near any of my YouTube friends. Okay. Favorite VGM or real song? Okay, favorite VGM. Video game music. Oh man, it has to be something from Pokemon Crystal, but honestly, I've said this before, I love video game music so much, so it is very tough for me to pick out my absolute favorite, but one that kind of gets... The one that gets to be the most, just because of how nostalgic it is for me, is Goldenrod City for Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal. To this day, I still love it. When I go into that zone, I just stop for a little bit and I just listen to the music, and it's wonderful. Favorite real song has to be In the End by Linkin Park. That's a band that surprisingly I listened to when I was young, and so somehow I was able to listen to it, and don't worry, I turned out okay enough. Since then, I became a huge fan of Linkin Park. I kind of followed them because my oldest brother was into the music, and I listened to it. I was like, yeah, this is cool. And it's kind of a bittersweet thing when I can mention that I actually did go see Linkin Park perform, but it was the launch party for their final album with Chester Bennington, you know, still being alive, which was One More Light, and unfortunately he passed about 2 or 3 months later. I don't remember the exact date that I went to go see them perform. But yeah, so it's kind of bittersweet. So yeah, there we go. Who is my hero? That's a tough one because I honestly never thought about it. It's not a question I think about. Would have to just say, like, a lot of professional wrestlers. I would probably go with that because I followed professional wrestling when I was young, and I still follow it to this day, just not as much. But it's like one of those things where you are paid to voluntarily land on your back, get hit in the head, basically you're paid to voluntarily get beat up by someone in a scripted way, and you do it to entertain people. And I just think that's one of the coolest things ever, just the fact that not only can you get them to believe in that product and that they're really into it. So that's, I would have to go with that. There are some exceptions to professional wrestlers that I don't consider heroes because of certain actions that they have done, so let's leave those out of the side. I mean the ones that honestly benefit the business. And my least favorite Sonic character, Tails. Why? He might be smart, but he is incompetent. There you go. So thank you for your questions. Tatalingus MLG asks, if you could make a Mania mod, what would it be about? Honestly, I thought about this really early on. As soon as I started doing Sonic Mania videos, I figured, what would be the first, what would be the first mod I would want to try and make? Unfortunately, I don't know how to create a mod. And as of right now, I don't have the time to create a mod, so... I originally wanted to do one on... Oh, do I even remember? Because these are plans I had a year ago, and then I just dropped everything so I can continue making videos, so... I originally wanted to do, like, a sprite mod. Look for a sprite sheet, try to get permission from the creator, and then make the mod off of that. If I knew how to do pixel art myself, I would probably try to create my own, but, I guess if, for, like, an ambitious one, I would create a level from scratch, you know, try to design it as well as I can and see exactly how well I can do with it. I know there is a fan-made Sonic level maker out there, so I might have to give that a try, because level editors are probably one of my favorite things in a platforming game, because it really gives you the tools to create something and see exactly how well your level creation can be. It also gives the trolls the reason to make their Kaizo levels, which suck. So, yeah, there we go. Oh, hey, Robin is back with another question. Will I ever catch up on Sonic Boom and do a top 10 episodes list? Top 10 episodes list? Probably not. A video on it? Probably. It depends on how long I continue with the show. You'll see why. Oil Flame Emmerich, what microphone do you use? Blue Snowball Ice. Phantom Gamer 22. First off, wished me good luck on recovering, so thank you very much. And the question is, how do you install mods to Mania? I've tried 100 methods and I've failed. Oh, for Mania Plus. Please note there's a chance that I have figured it out. So, in case you haven't figured it out, because I do get questions on this every now and then. So, it's a bit tough to explain because I don't have, like, a visual aid. Anyways, so, first off, buy Sonic Mania Plus. That's the big one, because if you have a cracked version, I'm not helping you with that. I actually had somebody who asked me to send them a cracked version of Sonic Mania Plus, and I'm just like, no. I have a link to the Humble Store thing. Feel free to use that. That's how you're going to do it. That's the only way I'm going to endorse it. Or get it for whatever console that you have it on. Please support the games. So have your legal copy of Sonic Mania Plus on Steam. Right-click the title on your Steam library. Go to Properties. Go to where it says Local Files or Browse Local Files. It'll take you to where your local game files are going to be. On Game Banana, there is a tool called the Sonic Mania Mod Manager. It used to be called the Mod Loader. The Mod Manager, you basically extract that into the folder where your Sonic Mania files are, and then from there, I believe you create a folder that says Mod, and then from there, you download the mods that you want, extract them into their own folder, into that mod folder where your Mania stuff is, and then you just launch the Mod Manager. And then from there, it should work. If there's any issue with it, chances are I'm not aware of it because I haven't come into any issues unless there's like a mod that's outdated. But since Plus came out, there hasn't been a patch or anything. So I would say most up-to-date mod manager, most up-to-date version of Mania, and you'll be fine. Keep in mind that mods that are not compatible with Mania Plus will not work. I know there's a mod out there that claims to bring compatibility back, but even that has compatibility issues on its own. So unfortunately, you're going to be stuck with the Mania Plus mods, which there's a handful of really good ones out there. So don't think that you're going to be cheated out of a specific mod. Yes, you're not going to get your Knuckles Mania Knuckles or certain other mods that might exist, like the Mario one, but there's like other ones that are just good enough or even better. There's always better stuff coming out, so there you go. Arsenal Toa of Steel asks, what is my favorite game of all time? You're going to be surprised if you think I'm going to say a Sonic game, because it's not. Pokemon Crystal. It is my favorite video game of all time. Generation 2 Pokemon is something that I love so much that I originally was going to say Gold and Silver, but then once I played Pokemon Crystal and saw how much better of a game it was, I just loved it. So that is my favorite game of all time. I own a physical copy. I own the copy on 3DS, and at some point I plan on buying a Japanese version. So there you go. So that's going to do it for all of the questions that were on the update video. I have some more questions. Yeah, I'm covering all of them. I have more questions on my YouTube, I don't know what it's called, the community section. There we go. Community tab. Okay, I thought I had like one more question that was not in a specific post that I had, but I seem to have either lost it or at some point I've already answered it. So we're going to move on to the stuff that's on my community section. So if your question is not here, chances are I have already read it and I'm at that point. So I never said what the cutoff date was. I just said, hey, last call for it. So let's do this. Tyler Archer asks, well, first off, he says, yo, my chili dog non-chuckling prank pal, I want to ask you, have you ever had to deal with an angry Sonic nerd whose entire purpose was to lash on you? No, it's always somebody who's just angry about my opinion. It happens when you tend to just voice your opinions in a specific way. No matter what, I feel like whatever your opinion is, it's going to get some kind of reaction from someone. But that's just how it is. That's how the Sonic fan base is. There's just so many different kinds of Sonic fans because they all prefer their own thing, and they think their ideal Sonic game is a specific playstyle or a specific way the game should be handled. So you're always going to have someone. I have yet to have someone who is just that angry enough to where they just want to bash me the entire time. It's usually something where it's like they disagree, or they're angry about disagreeing, or, you know, it eventually just fizzles out into we're okay. Every now and then I'll get a question of somebody who will say something angry for whatever reason. So maybe I have had it, but I don't know if it's to lash on me. I think it was just saying something angry, and the moment I respond, they kind of pull a 180 and they're back to being nice. So that's the furthest it's ever gone. So there you go. Santria YT. I'm assuming that's where you're... Is it Santria or Santrilay? No, that's definitely an L. That's just a... I've never seen a username like that before. Santrilat. Okay, I'm gonna give up on that one. If you could develop a game or a mod, what kind of game would it be? It'd probably be something based on like Zelda 2 or like Shovel Knight or something. Something in a game that's kind of like that kind of style, where you have that kind of moveset where you can do the down stab, up stab, and stuff like that. I love platformer games, so it would also include some platforming. So it'd probably be closer to Shovel Knight. I also had thoughts of like a bootleg of A Link to the Past, or The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. So like I've had ideas of stuff like that before. So I honestly don't know what I would make if I actually had the tools available and the experience necessary to create that kind of game. But I'm pretty sure it'd be something. I would take the whole the Team Meat mindset for it, where it's like, I'm not creating a game for the mass market. If you want that, you can go get a game from EA. I'm gonna make a game for me. So that's kind of how I would see it. And then if there's people who also like it, then great, cool. So yeah, I would make a game for myself. Ashley's Gaming Lair asks, what was the most stressful mod I have played in my videos? Okay, this video never got made, or was never finished because I had so many recording issues with it and compatibility issues with it. But it was the infinite boss fight for the second one, the full 3D room. The first time was because I tried getting the camera to work with it, and it didn't because I had an outdated version of the mod loader. On top of that, the second one didn't record because either Nvidia Shadowplay or something just didn't record afterwards, and I was just like, forget it. I completely scrapped this video. I don't want it. For a video that was recorded, for stressful, probably harder bosses. If not, then the tag team mod, because it was constantly crashing. So I would type to Garrulous 64 and it's like, how do I get this to work? It's constantly crashing whenever I do something. So there we go. And then we found a repeat question, King Toffee, so it's the one about being friends with Garrulous and Dave. So I've already answered that one. But he has another question asking, do I draw? No. I did when I was maybe like 11 or 12. I was like starting. And then I just didn't. I figured it wasn't. I eventually realized that it wasn't for me, and then I stopped. So making dumb thumbnails is closest to art that I've done. So there we go, I don't draw. Akito Worlds asked, what was the first thing that caught your attention about the Sonic franchise? Honestly, I didn't know it was a franchise when I first played Sonic. So keep in mind, the Sonic series is 2 years older than I am. I didn't play it until, I don't know, maybe I was like 6 or 7. And at that time, the only game I knew that existed was Sonic 1 until we got a Dreamcast. Then I thought only 2 games existed, Sonic 1 and Sonic Adventure. And then as I got older and got the Mega Collection, it was like, oh, there's more games in this series. I didn't know. What caught my eye was just how the game felt, the momentum in the classic games, and then with Adventure, it just felt like an epic game to me at the time. Obviously now it's very corny, it's very cheesy, it's very campy, but I still love it. And it's mostly for nostalgic reasons, but also because I feel like as a 3D formula, it felt great. Sonic's gameplay felt great in 3D. Tails was great just for breaking the game, so it's the fact that not one game feels the same as the next one. So you can have Sonic 1, Sonic 2 feels different, Sonic 3 feels different, Sonic CD feels different, you have Sonic 3D Blast, which is a completely different game, you have Sonic Adventure, which is an even more different game. Adventure 2 has some of the things from Adventure, but feels even different from that because it adds more controls to it. That's what I like about it. It's never the same thing with different iterations of it. It's gonna feel different when you go to sequels, when you go to reboots, when you go to side series. You're not gonna get the exact same thing. So that's what catches my eye, and that's what's caught my interest of the Sonic series, and that's why I've been slowly getting into it within the year and 3 months that I've been doing this this kind of content. So there you go. Wackadoodle. Nice username. What Sonic spin-off would you like to see that they haven't done? A Knuckles beat-em-up game. I want a Knuckles beat-em-up game. Or a stealth game with Espio. There you go. I want a Knuckles beat-em-up for sure, but also a Espio stealth game. Or a beat-em-up game where it's like Knuckles, Blaze, and Espio, and make it just like the Ninja Warriors. If you've never seen gameplay of it, just type the Ninja Warriors arcade. You'll see what I mean. Might not be the most ideal style for a beat-em-up, but it's something that I think looks kind of cool. And also it's one that uses, I believe, 2 or 3 monitor displays, and it's the craziest thing when you see an arcade of it. Okay, so maybe not like Ninja Warriors, now that I'm thinking about it. Something like Streets of Rage, but with those characters and with the entire Sonic world. So, sorry Sonic, you're not in this one. Knuckles, Espio, and I guess Blaze, because I feel that you can use their moves, you can create movesets for them that would work. Or if not Blaze, then probably Amy. Just so that we have something different, because I figure you can use fire-based attacks with Knuckles and then with Blaze as well, so with Amy, you could add some other element, or you could just give her a completely different moveset that would still work in the beat-em-up style, because I feel like it would. So there you go. Thanks for your question. And also a cool username. Luis Sacido asks, what is your favorite zone in Sonic 3 and Knuckles? Hydrocity Zone. Moving on. Kingdom Crafters asks, have I ever made a Sonic OC? If the custom characters and forces counts, yes, I've made 2. I have made Dob the Bear and Catalina the Cat. They have only appeared in live streams and specific mod videos because there's no other use. I don't have any other way I would want to present them, because then it goes a little too far into the fanfic side, which I'm not really into. So there you go. There will be images of them on screen. Oh, dang it, I just gave myself more editing work. Who cares? So yeah, there you go. And technically those are my OCs. Those are my OC children, I believe. I don't get how that works. Whatever. I am their creator, and I'm happy with how they came out, especially with Dob the Bear, because that one I feel like the viewers just really, I don't know. I did this part with like Forces where the sun's about to drop, and I had him dressed as Santa, and it's the funniest thing. And then for Catalina the cat, I had it like, oh, the super form, dress her up in all yellow. So it's like banana form instead. So it's silly stuff, but you know what? Maybe I'll bring them back for a future Sonic Forces stream or some Sonic Forces videos if I ever get around to stuff like that, because there are opportunities for it. I just gotta find them. So thank you for your question. Oh, Luis also asks, okay, have I tried Toei Sonic 3 and Knuckles? Well, no, I haven't. I think I've only tried 2 ROM hacks of Sonic 3 and Knuckles, Sonic 3 Complete, which I've played twice, and I've played Amy in Sonic the Hedgehog 3. So those are the ones I've played, and I haven't been able to play more of them. Random Indolent asks, who is best Glumbus? Is there such thing as a best Glumbus? That's my question. Nitronics or Bonnieman 2000 asks, can I do Smash Brothers content? I think I explained way early into the video about Nintendo and Content ID claims, but if I feel that it's worth doing, then I would definitely do it. If I can get around the whole Content ID thing, because I know that's going to be a sticky mess to get through, or just one heck of a mess. I know there's also a fan-made version of Smash Brothers called Super Smash Flash 2. I would like to play that at least once. So there might be potential for Smash Brothers content on the channel, especially around the time that Smash Brothers Ultimate is coming out, because I know that's going to be big, and I know that's going to be fun. Even if I'm not super big into Smash Brothers, I know I'm just going to have a good time getting my butt handed to me. So thanks for your question. Haruko asks, what is your favorite Sonic sprite for Sonic only? Sonic 3 sprites. Some people do not like it, and they hate any time I use Sonic like 3 XP or the Sonic 3 Master sprites in a mod video. And I'm just like, I love Sonic 3 sprites. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles sprites are my favorite in the entire series. So there you go. Sin Mania asks, if you were a comic book hero, what would your power and personality be, and what would you be called? I'd be called Edgeman. I would shoot knives out of my fingers. Can I just be Gambit instead? I mean, he's pretty cool. I honestly don't know what I would be. I've never thought of the whole superhero thing. Like, I want to go for like a professional wrestling joke and just say the Hurricane, but the timing of that joke and weather events might not do so well. It might not go over well, and on top of that, I would rather... I don't know. I don't have a good joke. I don't have a good joke to follow this up, so... There you go. James Davison asks, what Sonic remake or port would I like? I would like a... Okay, we're gonna get the obligatory Sonic 3 and Knuckles remake in 16:9. So you can do that with Sonic 3 Air. So thankfully that exists. You just need an official version on Steam. As for a port that does not exist, or a remake that does not exist, oh boy. I know some people have said Sonic Mania 3DS. I don't think that's gonna happen. It can be possible, but it won't happen. A port of the Sega Saturn version of Sonic 3D Blast. Just because the special stages are something that you really need to try out. And also because it uses the 3D models. I feel like that would be really cool. Oh wait, I just thought about it. Knuckles Chaotix. Finally, a way to actually play it if you don't have the physical cartridge for the 32X, because you have to also track down a Genesis, you have to also be able to try to record it in a good quality, and that is a pain in the butt to do. I would highly request that one. Knuckles Chaotix, just so that way the price can go down on the damn thing. Make it for the Switch, release a physical copy, or if not, just put it digital on Steam. I am happy with that. I know it's not a very good game, I hear it's not a very good game, we're going to find out whenever I do it for the first time on it, but I know I want to have an easier way of playing that game. I just feel like it would make life easier for me and for a lot of other people who want to actually play an official version of it. So there we go. Carter, I can't pronounce the last part. I'm sorry. Have I played Team Sonic Racing yet? No, I haven't. The game's not even out yet. I know if I was in England, I would have had the chance to go to something like EGX and play it, but no, TWIP got to go and do that, so he even got a sweet-looking Sega shirt out of it. Sega, can I have a shirt like that? I'll talk about Team Sonic Racing. I want that shirt. Not the same shirt, I just want, like, a shirt like that, but in my size. Please? Okay. What is my... Jad Day... I need to start learning how to pronounce things, because that... I don't even think I can give that one a good attempt. I'm sorry. What is your favorite stage in Sonic Adventure? Emerald Coast, or probably... I'm gonna have to go with Emerald Coast. I just love that level so much, and I love speedrunning it. Quote-unquote speedrunning it. Oh, Speed Highway. Sonic version, even though I love the At Dawn stuff, which is like the last 20-30 seconds of the level, or if you know how to get through a specific part of it, probably like 15 seconds, but that music is great. So Emerald Coast for the whole level. So I'll just go with Emerald Coast just because I like the entire level. I know I'm saying Speed Highway for like one specific part, and that I don't think that counts. Soulblaze Studios asks, if you could make Sega put anything you want in a Sonic game, what would you put in it? I would ask them to put... Oh man, see, that's a tough one, because it's just like, okay, I can tackle this one game. No, I can tackle this other game. No. Put anything in the Sonic game, what would it be? 16:9 in the Switch version of the Sonic 1. That's going to be the easiest answer. Or any of the Sonic games that are re-released on it, because... Oh, I just thought about that. So any of the remakes that got a 4:3 version only, or a pixel perfect only, give us a 16:9 version. No stretched video, 16:9. They didn't even do it with Sonic Adventure, which kind of bums me out, which is why I never got it for those systems, and I got it on PC instead and modded it. Rafael Diaz asks, top 5 best Sonic characters: Knuckles, Blaze, Shadow, Espio, Chaos. Giga6152 asks, what pizza is your favorite? Pineapple. No, it's not. It's actually pepperoni. So, pepperoni and olives, actually. Surprisingly, that tastes really good, and it was something that I loved when I was a kid, so I still love it to this day. Dat Boat asks, favorite zone in all the Sonic games? It's a tie between Starlight Zone and Hydrocity Zone. I'm gonna go with Starlight on this one. The Ultra Gamer asks, what was your reaction when you and Garrulous found out that Mighty and Ray were returning? We actually did a stream of that. We streamed their panel that they did. I think it was South by Southwest when they announced it. And we were pretty hyped for it, especially when we saw the trailer for it afterwards. And we just kind of did like the group reaction to it. It was really cool. So I'm glad they're finally back, especially with Mighty having a really cool ability and Ray being able to be Cape Mario. I mean, come on, who wouldn't want to be Cape Mario? That's fun. So we were pretty hyped for it, and also DaveAce as well. You got to include him as well. You know, you got to add the Lucky Trio. Kenneth Gutierrez asks, did I enjoy the wars on stream? Okay, so a little backstory. When I was streaming at Hat in Time, there were 2 characters by the name of DJ Grooves and the Conductor. 2 of my sponsors, or my club members, whatever YouTube decides to call them from now on, decided to do a little bit of a donation war just to see who would probably back out of it first, which, one, I do not condone doing that. Shame on you guys, especially for one of you for eventually not for spending too much. I don't condone any of that. I'm very thankful for it, but I don't condone it. So it was funny to witness until, I mean, until the $50 super chat. I think that's what really just ended the entire thing. That was like game over. KP. Will I ever get a Nintendo Switch? And if so, you have a few game requests. Okay, well, I mean, you didn't put any game requests in there, but I do have a Nintendo Switch. Tails Channel 2 and Tails, I see what you did there, asks, if you could develop a mod for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, what would it be and whose character skin would be over? Sonic, Shadow, Pikachu, or Mario? I would put... Oh, wow, that's a good one. Because it's really weird. Like, Smash Bros. Is such an odd game where I can have an idea, but then I have to figure out, okay, how do you replace their moves? It'd have to be one of the sword characters, just so that we can put Isaac in there. Isaac from Golden Sun. And at first I used to joke about... I think I joked about it maybe once or twice, but I'm actually serious about that. The Golden Sun games are very solid RPGs on the Game Boy Advance. I would want to see Isaac from that game in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I don't know about modding the game though. I feel like we're a long ways away from modding Nintendo Switch games, because I think now you can get banned for it. So there we go. And Damien Stachowski. Gosh, I need to learn these names. I'm so sorry. What do I think of YouTube's new Premiere update? It's interesting. I've seen Garrulous64 and DaveAce do Premieres before. I would say this. Premieres would probably work for longer videos. Something that's like anywhere around 20 minutes that has enough editing to warrant something like that. I don't use it, but that's going to be my policy on it. So I still want to work on the Lost World video once I get around to that. Once I finish that, once I eventually stop procrastinating and get to it, because I've been doing daily videos, or I've been working on videos as much as I can, I might premiere that video instead of just posting it. So I just have to pick a time that, you know, I'll be awake for it, because it's like, oh, I can post it at 10 in the morning. I don't wake up at 10 in the morning that often. Or I'll post it at 8 in the morning. Yeah, I'm not up for that. So I'll eventually use it at some point. I just need a video that feels right enough for it. I might do it with a mod video that I actually do have planned for it. It's just going to take some time to edit it, because it is probably close to a 30-minute video. But we'll see. Triton asks, any good music you listen to? No, I listen to trash. I'm kidding. I don't listen to a lot of actual music. I've mentioned that I've listened to Linkin Park, and as well as listened to Mike Shinoda's music, which he released his solo album this year, Post Traumatic. So if you're into hip hop and stuff, or rap, I would recommend listening to that one. I've been trying to get into other bands. I was listening to Blue Oyster Cult. I have a few favorites out of those. I've been listening to The Killers. I don't know why their name blanked out for me. I recently discovered NSP, or Ninja Sex Party, so comedy music, but it's well produced. And as for like rap music, I listen to a little bit of Wale, listen to Logic, and then anything else I just go back to like older music that I listen to. I don't really listen to a lot of newer stuff, and then outside of that I just listen to video game music, because it's like stuff that I know and stuff that I like listening to. So I have like a very bizarre taste in music, so there we go. And that's it. That's the Q&A. How long did that take? I don't actually see my recorder. So in recording, that was, oh my gosh, over an hour. It'll probably be cut down, but it's still going to be a very long video. So I'm not going to cut this into parts. I'm just going to leave it as one long video for everyone. And there we go. So that's going to do it for this video. Let me know, is there anything I missed? Any questions? Feel free to comment those down below, and I'll try to answer them I'll try to answer as many as I can. And then with that said, that's going to do it for the Q&A video for 20,000 subscribers. We're only almost 3,000 subscribers late for that, but still, at least the video's out. That actually sounds horrible. Better late than never, I guess. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content, if you want to see more Sonic content, not Q&A content, because I don't think you could do a Q&A for every single time, because that feels, I mean, unless you're like Jax Films, who does like Yai or something, where, you know, it's dependent on viewer interaction for the series to continue. This one's like, if you want to see more Sonic content, roughly around 15 to 20 minutes, and you're not subscribed yet, as usual, this is like a very bizarre video to start off on, but also subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon so you can get notifications for new content. At this time, I want to give a huge shout out to my sponsors. You'll see the names on screen right now. These are the members of Knux Club Plus, and if you want to consider sponsoring the channel, click the join button with the YouTube gaming link down below. It'll send you to YouTube Gaming, and there's a button that says join. You can do that. It's about $4.99 a month. Some of the perks include a badge, so that way whenever you type in the chat, people will know that you're a sponsor, emotes that you get exclusively, and on top of that, a Discord chat on my server that is exclusive to you. So if those are enticing enough, and also the fact that you'll be supporting the channel, you can find out, again, YouTube gaming link down below. And as to my current sponsors, thank you very much. Your extra support is greatly appreciated. You guys are awesome. If you want to find me outside of YouTube, my Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Discord server, and Sonic the Hedgehog Amino profile page will be linked down below. With that said, I hope you have a wonderful and safe day, and I'll catch you for the next video. I try not to get these Q&A videos a little late, but they happen anyways, so take care.